We have had so many changes teased to us during the reload event so far, ready for Siege X next season. So I want to go through every single change with every operator that is being confirmed. And there are a lot already, so I expect to be even more. Strap in, we're going to get into details with these. First is with Jaeger. He's actually been buffed in the new season. He will now be able to catch Capital's bolts. Wamai can already do this, but Jaeger cannot. And in the new season, Jaeger and Wamai will be able to catch the exact same projectiles as each other. This also does mean that this is a nerf for Capital, which I do not like because Capital is already so underpicked. But yes, Jaeger has received a buff in Siege X. There is a huge change coming with both Kaid and Bandit as electricity is now neutral. Currently, electricity will do damage to attackers if they go into the radius of it. They will also scream and be slowed down. While in the new season, defenders will also be affected by electricity, but electricity itself will no longer do damage to any players. Instead, it will slow down both attackers and defenders. It will also make them both scream because as a defender, you will now no longer be able to hide under a breach and hug the wall, as the attackers will hear you screaming if that wall is electrified. It also means as well that electricity will now destroy defender gadgets once again. This used to be a thing. They've changed it recently-ish, but you can no longer put a C4 on an electric wall or throw it through electricity as it will be destroyed, and you cannot put ADSs on a breach anymore as the electric will destroy anything that touches it. It is the exact confirmation that electricity is now neutral from the casters themselves during Siege X.
Lucky to have survived there. So one change as well recently with Siege X, electricity no longer does damage to enemies, but it does destroy gadgets now. So you can't throw a C4 onto an electrified wall
It's a neutral environmental thing now.
With this change of electricity in mind, I think that this means that Clash will no longer do damage to players in her remaster. If electricity is now a neutral thing, if Clash still has a zap, which I assume she will with her remaster, because if she doesn't, then it's not a remaster, it's a completely different operator. So I assume she will, but it won't do damage. Instead, it will slow people down and give verbal audio cues, but no damage will be received by the player. So with this in mind, I think that Clash will be able to switch from her shield to her weapon a lot easier, maybe like a Blackbeard type of vibe, because if not, she will not be able to defend herself or really do any damage to anyone. I also wonder if Clash will actually get a decent primary instead of having 3 secondaries as her option, as her shield will potentially no longer be her primary as it doesn't do damage. This is obviously not, this part's not confirmed, but it's interesting that the electricity change is coming the season that Clash gets her remaster, which heavily suggests to me that she will not be able to do damage anymore with her shield. So I'm expecting her to get a type of SMG or a shotgun, for example, as a primary instead of 3 secondaries because her shield is no longer her damaged primary. Another big change, which might not seem as big as you think, is that on Chalet, the bin that you can currently shoot through on the bottom floor, it's now got a metal sheet in front of it. So if somebody is planting behind the bin, which is one of the default plants on bottom floor Chalet, you can no longer shoot through the bin to get them off because the metal sheet will protect them. That may seem like a really small change, however, that's going to really change the course of how that site is played, as even if they get breach open, you can still swing from blue on the left hand side and eliminate the person planting behind the bin without exposing yourself to breach. If you've done it from the right hand side, you have to expose yourself to breach. Whereas now, you will not have a choice. You will have to expose yourself to breach and eliminate any attackers playing outside of that breach, as well as killing the person planting behind the bin. I don't know why they brought in this change, because I didn't think that bin was very OP being able to shoot through it. It's realistic, it's plastic, bullets will pass through plastic. I also think that it was more of a skill gap type thing, as higher level lobbies, they kind of knew that you could shoot through that bin. Not always even seen pro players shoot through it. Not everybody knows you can shoot through it. And that's definitely where game knowledge and map knowledge really plays a part and benefited people. It wasn't something that was done every single round. It's done less than not. So I don't know why they made that change. I'm really curious, and I'd really like to ask a dev as to why they made that change and their reasoning behind it, because I'm more curious more than anything. It may seem like a small change, but that's actually going to be quite a big change for Chalet. This is the first map change that we've seen, so I'm expecting to see so many more. It has also been confirmed that we are 100% getting a Borderlands Rainbow Six Siege crossover in Siege X. Yesterday during the Reload event, when they were playing on Skyscraper, the samurai armor that's normally the Assassin's Creed Easter egg, viewers noticed that they'd changed and they are actually the Psycho mask from Borderlands, suggesting that we are getting a Borderlands crossover coming next season. You can see that this is what viewers saw yesterday during the Reload event, and this is what those samurai masks usually look like. I am curious on if these will be an elite skin for an operator, or if they will be like the Frost Halo, where it's basically elite without an animation. Who would they be for? I'm very curious. When I think of all of the different operators in the game that could have this skin, I don't know whose personality and the way they look would suit it best. Either way, I am very excited to see who this is for and see what the outfit will look like in game. I imagine that when Siege X, not beta, but when the Siege X test server launches next week, the map Skyscraper will still be like this because it wasn't guaranteed that they'd ever play on Skyscraper. So I imagine this is ready for the test server. But I am curious, if you could give the Psycho skin to anybody in Rainbow Six Siege, which operator would you give it to and why? Throughout the Reload event so far, we have also got to see the environmental changes on certain maps. We have got to see multiple people die to the explosive pipes. Either an impact has been thrown at it, or I think, was it Leaky Fact sprayed loads of bullets into it to make it explode. As if you're in the radius of the pipe when it explodes, you are dead. No matter what your speed, no matter what your armor, you will die. Even if you're full health, you will be eliminated. So to see these actually happen and be used in a pro event has been very cool. And I wasn't sure how effective the pipes would be, but they're actually been incredibly effective. As well as the fire extinguishers, they have also been effective. I have seen multiple people get away because I've used the fire extinguishers to cover themselves and break the line of sight so they can get away without being exposed to any of the defenders or attackers. This is just some of the many changes that we have seen so far during the Reload event. I will be keeping an eye out for many more over the next few days, and obviously we'll get the full reveal this weekend. But these ones alone are more changes that we've got in the game in literally months, and we have already seen these. So I'm really excited to see more. We know 100% that there are a lot more changes coming too, as one of the Siege devs literally said that they're glad that people are spotting the changes, and there are many operator balancing changes coming with Siege X. I would love to see a Dokkaebi nerf. I would love to see a buff for Yana, Thorn, Oryx. Even just small buffs for them would be very cool. But I honestly cannot wait to see all of the changes coming. Obviously, we now have the electricity being neutral, which is going to change the game a bit too. But let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about everything you've seen with Reload and Siege X so far. What are you most looking forward to? What are you hoping to see that we haven't seen yet? Let me know. And if you don't already, I would really appreciate your sub. We are trying to grow this channel as much as we can this year. I'm getting quite close to being partnered on YouTube. So I hope you all have a good day, and I'll be back again as soon as we have any more updates. Have the best day and enjoy the Reload if you're watching it, and don't forget to get your drops.